Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's live trading session. All right, we're going to be starting immediately, and hope you made money. Hope you made money because today's meeting is going to be based on the retracement processes that have been going on in the market. All right, after the CPI today, the market has actually been very volatile, and we're just going to be following up the CPI and following the retracement process and, of course, making money from it. All right, so I'm going to be sharing my screen in few seconds. You should be seeing my screen right about now. And by the way, hope you all are doing great. Hope you all are doing great. Okay, so we're going to be starting with dollar index. But before I go there, I think it's best I show you the CPI results, right? Okay, yeah, let me show you just the CPI result. Let me show you the CPI result, what actually happened and how the CPI. All right, great. Now this is the CPI result that came out just a few minutes ago. It came out by 1:30 p.m., about 30 minutes ago. All right, and this is the result of the day. Okay, let me just refresh. So I'll have, all right, perfect. This is actually what we've got here. And the CPI result came out negative for dollar. It came out negative for dollar. And coming out negative, now, one thing you should understand by CPI is that CPI actually measures the difference between the difference in the purchases of goods and services. All right, the difference in the prices of goods and services. Okay, so if maybe something you bought today at let's say 1,000 naira, and you're buying it from at the same time you're buying it maybe next week at 1,200. So the difference in that regard is about 200 naira. So it means that there was a change in the value of that particular commodity. So CPI actually measures that change in the values of commodities. Do you understand? It measures the changes in the values of these commodities. And if the changes is high, then it means that the CPI result is going to be high. And that signifies inflation report. So CPI is a direct measurement for inflation. So the higher the CPI, if CPI comes out positive, know that inflation is high. And I know you by now you'll be wondering, okay, if inflation is high, so how come positive CPI is now good for the economy? The reason why positive CPI is good for the economy is because not that it's good for the economy, but it's good for the currency. It's because if CPI comes out positive, then Fed or the central bank would have to increase the interest rate. All right. If CPI comes out positive, Fed will be pushed to increasing interest rate. And once interest rate is increased, the value of the currency will increase. What is interest rate? Of course, interest rate is the price of any particular currency that you want to own. Or a lot of people actually call it the cost of lending. Fine. The cost of any particular currency you want to hold. All right. So once the interest rate is increased, the value of that currency will increase because the cost of getting that particular currency will also increase. But negative CPI, which is when CPI comes out negative, like we have today, it's showing deflation, not deflation in the real sense of it, but it's telling that there was no significant difference in the prices of goods and services. Or let's say the price of even goods and services are even reducing. Instead of it increasing, it's now reducing. And it signifies deflation. And once that happens, Fed will not increase interest rate like they would have done if it was a positive in interest rates. So today is one of those days that we had a negative CPI, which means that there is not going to be increase in interest rates. And if there is not going to be increase in interest rates, it means that the value of dollar would reduce. And exactly what we saw today exactly what we saw today, the value of dollar actually fell. So let's go back to our chart. Let's go back to our chart. Now, this is our chart right here. This is our chart right here. On 1 hour time frame, dollar index actually fell. Dollar index fell on 1 hour time frame. So let me just make it bolder. See it. It actually fell. But no, of course, we're going to be reviewing this using our 5 minutes time frame. Remember that every single thing we're doing now is basically trying to trade the retracement process that is going on. So it is the retracement that we want to trade on. Now look at this chart. Do you think that the sell has ended? Do you think that this sell has ended actually? I personally, I don't think that the sell has ended. I think that there's going to be a continuation of the sell until 2:30. Maybe where the reversal will start officially is going to be from 2:30. Because if you look at this chart on 1 hour time frame, you could generally see that it still have the potential to still go down. You still have the potential to still go down. Look at it. Even though it's currently on a support. Yes, but it still have the potential to still go down. And of course, the news, the news came out negative for dollar. All right. So I'm still going to be looking out for a further sell on dollar index. I'm still looking out for a further sell on dollar index. And if I'm selling, I'm not going to be staying for a very long time. I'll just sell until this ball again, or maybe just a little bit close to it. All right. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be selling to this point, or I'm going to be putting up a buy limit from here. All right. I'm going to be putting up a buy limit. Either I sell to this point or I put up a buy limit. But generally, I feel that this particular instrument will want to go down a little bit more. But if you don't want to follow the sell, maybe it's looking at you're looking at it as if it's too risky. You can set up a buy limit. You can set up a buy limit. You can set up a buy limit from this point. That is the price 102.588. You can set up a buy limit from that region. And what is a buy limit? A buy limit indirectly signifies that the market will go down a little bit, get to this point, then pick up your buy, and then start coming up. Do you understand? All right, some people are saying there is no audio. I just want to be sure that there is not actually audio. So I'm just confirming. Yeah, please. Yeah, just like we said, log out and re-log in again. I think that's actually what you should be looking out for, because there is audio in this side. Okay. All right. So this is actually okay. Can everybody hear me? Okay, so I think you should be back by now. How about now? Oh, so I'm going to repeat every single thing I said. All right. I'm going to be repeating every single thing I said. I said, now, if you want to take up this particular position, I am setting up two buy positions. The first one is a buy limit from here, from 102.588. Then the second one is a buy stop from 102.810. Then my take profit for both of them is going to be at this level. All right. It's going to be at that verified resistance. So I am buying from here, and then I am also buying from here all the way to the top. All the way to the top. So that's actually one of the things that you can actually do on this particular dollar index. But remember that it is the retracement point we're trading on right now. It is the retracement point we are trading on right now. All right, is the retracement that we're trading on. Now let's look at another thing, just the one next to it, NZD USD. Of course, this particular instrument also is still showing the weakness in dollar, and you can already see it from here. This is 1 hour time frame. All right, you can already see it from there. All right, you can see it from here that, of course, it's trying to push up, but there is a resistance just right at the top at that region. So let's go to 1 hour time, 5 minutes time frame, and see what we've got there. Sorry, it's still just loading. Let it open. All right, great. Now this is what we've got also on NZD USD. Do you notice that there is already kind of a retracement also, a retracement pattern? Now I'm giving more strength to dollar. All right, giving more strength to dollar. So I am personally going to be entering a sell from this region, and then this is going to be where my take profit is going to be. Yes, all the way from where the market price is right now. Even if it pushes up a little bit, remember I told you about price stacking the last time. So all these regions are my sell regions. All these regions are my sell regions. So I'm actually selling all the way from where it is. So I am selling at the market price. All right. I am selling at the market price on this particular instrument. I am selling at the market price. If it goes up a little more, I will still sell again. And if it gets up a little more, I will still sell again. So the only place I will stop selling is if price gets to 0.61 and 800, 0.61, 800. That's where I will stop. But this particular instrument, NZD USD, I am selling. NZD USD, I am selling NZD USD. And where my take profit is going to be is at price 0.61580, 0.61580. Now, if you check currently, most of after the major news, of course, you know that after this kind of news, you're going to be seeing a market recovery. And that's actually what we're taking advantage of, the recovery process. All right. So I'm taking up an instant sell on this particular trade, and I'm taking my profit at price 0.161580. All right. So that's for NZD USD. I said for NZD USD, we are selling it. We're selling it. Now let's take a brief look at gold. Gold actually did perfectly well. In fact, today's gold, it was all shade of profitability. All right. It was all shade of profitability. And this particular what you call candle right here, it was a massive profit for me. And then for that, I'm still going in for a sell on gold. Yes, I'm still going in for a sell on gold. If you check out gold, gold was actually pushing up earlier on today, and it has kept on doing that pattern until when it got to this particular point, and then was unable to go above it, but it fell. So for now, I'm also going in for a further sell on gold. I'm going in for a further sell on gold. So please don't be in a haste to enter buy. You can enter a sell on gold and then take your profit at 1957.97. 1957.97. That's where I'm going to be taking my profit on gold. 1957.97. So that's where I'll be taking my profit on gold. All right. So I'm entering a sell on gold. All right. I'm entering a sell. Please don't be in a haste to buy gold. If you want to set up a stop loss on this particular trade, then you can make it above this point. But I am still selling gold, and I'm pushing gold all the way down. All right. I only gave you this take profit just because of for the sake of it. But I'm still going even below this particular region, and I'm taking my trade all the way down. Now let's take a look at some other currency pairs before we come back to indices. All right, yeah, we're going to be looking at indices. Now look at USD, GBP USD. GBP USD on 30 minutes time frame, it is bouncing off on a verified resistance. You see, a perfect double top formation. Now let's go to 5 minutes time frame and see what it is doing currently for us. Yes, exactly the same process. So we're entering also an instant sell on this instrument. We're selling GBP USD, and our take profit is going to be at price 1.25652. GBP USD also, I am selling GBP USD. I already told you now. Now, dollar index, I'm expecting a recovery on dollar index, right? I said that, right? I am expecting a recovery on dollar index. It means that I'm going to be looking out for, of course, by the way, the recovery is not going to be for a very long time. So don't buy dollar and then forget about it and just move into whatever you're doing. No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not going to be a very long trade. All right. It's not going to be a very long trade. So this is the only thing you just need to do is that take advantage of it and don't stay long and then come out once you're done, once you make some profit. So that same process, I'm going to be going in for a buy. Sorry, I'm going to be going in for a sell on GBP USD. All right. I'm going in for a sell on GBP USD, and I'm selling all to price 1.25652, 1.25612, right about here. All right. So let's also look at Canadian economy. Let's look at Canadian economy. Let's look at Canadian economy. On 1 hour time frame, look at this perfect bounce off. Look at the perfect bounce off it has here. It gave us a very perfect bounce off at this region. Do you see? Do you see? There was a perfect bounce off just around here. So now let's check it out on 5 minutes time frame and see if that bounce is going to be of any help. Exactly the same process, exactly the same kind of pattern. So in that case, I am entering a buy, and my first take profit is going to be on this particular moving average. That's going to be my first take profit. But then my second take profit is going to be at this point, all right, before the verified resistance. Do you understand? So my first take profit is going to be on that resistance level. All right. And then my second take profit is going to be before the verified resistance. Do you understand? So if you want to trade on USD Canadian economy, USD Canadian dollar, just take up a trade, a buy trade, and then take your profit. That particular moving average you're seeing there is 21 period moving average. All right, it's 21 period moving average. And then that's going to be my first take profit. So set up your moving average to 21 period moving average. Then the second one is going to be at that verified resistance. Okay, so I believe you would have gotten this. So I am buying my USD card. I am buying USD card. It means that I am favoring US dollars. I feel that dollar is still going to gain more strength. All right, so if you want to take on USD card, we are actually going to be buying it. You're going to be buying it. Okay, a lot of persons have actually been complaining that they can't hear me. What's going on? Can you hear me? I just need to be sure that people can actually hear me. Okay, great. Then the fault is not from my side. Okay. So you can please log out and log in again. I think you should be able to hear. Thank you very much. All right, so for USD card, I said we are buying USD card, and we've got your first take profit, and then you've got your second take profit on that. And someone actually asked about GBP USD. I said I'm selling GBP USD. GBP USD, I am selling GBP USD. Great British pounds against dollar, I am selling dollar. And I said my take profit is going to be at price 1.25652, 1.25652. All right. Okay, so that's that for that. So let's take a look at Euro USD. Now, Euro USD. Also, Euro USD has actually made a very significant entry at this point. All right. It's also had a fallout, at this region. So let's take a look at it at 5 minutes time frame and see what. Let's take a look at it at 5 minutes time frame and see what you're expecting or what is actually happening on that particular instrument. All right, great. Look at it. Look at this one. So if you want to enter Euro USD, the same thing, you can actually enter a sell. Of course, a sell on Euro USD also, and our take profit will be at 1.07820, 1.07820. So we are still selling Euro USD. Yes, we're still selling Euro USD. Now, what did I tell you? That dollar is expected to gain more strength. All right. Now look at the entry position I gave you for this particular instrument. Sorry, a buy limit from here, or then enter a buy stop at this point. Now it didn't get back to this point, and of course for buy stop, we're already on a good profit. All right, it's headed to the take profit point if you traded on dollar index. So with that in mind, we're also going to be selling Euro USD. Please go ahead with your sell on Euro USD if you actually want to sell. If you want to trade on Euro USD, yeah, you should go ahead with that. And my take profit is going to be at price 1.07820. 1.07820. All right, 1.07820. That's where I'm taking my profit. That is at this particular verified resistance right there. Okay, that's where my take profit is going to be for this instrument. All right. Now, let's take a look at one of my favorite instruments. One of my favorite instruments, which most of you already know, that is USD JPY. USD JPY. I actually love JPY pairs, and I told you the reason why I love JPY pairs. I said because if you want to trade on JPY, what did I say the last time? Look for a comfortable position and do what? And enter a buy. Just look for a comfortable position and enter a buy. So with that in mind, I'm also going to be buying JPY right now. I'm also going to be buying JPY right now. I know there've been a lot of consolidations before. I think before we actually started up the class, this was my entry position. I decided to set up a buy stop from here so that once it gets it triggers my buy. Now I'm actually on, and this is my take profit. So you can also go ahead with your buy, but then I will only reduce your own take profit because it's more of a scalping we're doing. So we're buying USD JPY, and then our take profit is going to be at 139.463. 139.463. Now, let me give you just an additional note on USD JPY. And let me bring down my voice a little bit. Now, if USD JPY can comfortably go above 139.699, just enter buy. Do you understand? If USD JPY can comfortably go above this point, 139.699, if it can comfortably go above this point, enter buy. And then your next take profit for this buy you're going to be taking from here should be, okay, let's even make it 139.700, 139.700. All right, just 139.700 will be perfect entry for this particular one. Just look for 139.700 and mark it as the entry. So once the market gets to that point and go above it, enter buy, and your next take profit should be at this verified resistance at 140.200. 140.200. Now you're going to make some really good profit from this particular trade if he's able to break below that point. Okay, above that point rather. But that is not actually what we're talking about. For now, I am saying that we are going for a further buy on this particular trade, and our take profit is going to be at price 139.463. 139.463. That's our take profit. All right, so we're buying immediately, and then we're taking our profit at that level. Okay, so that should be that for USD JPY. So we said we're still buying on USD JPY. Now let's take a look at what you've been asking for. US30. Who is already buying US30? Now, one of the reasons why I don't even do this one again, because if I have given you, if I've given you entry position for dollar index, you don't even need to ask me what to do for US30. All right. You don't even need to ask me what to do for US30. In this situation, you're just supposed to enter a sell. And if you had actually entered a sell when I said buy dollar index, you would have been on a very good profit. But that being on the other side, now this particular instrument, I am still selling US30, and my take profit for US30 is all the way to 34119, 34119 on US30, 34119. All right, 34119. That's where I'm selling to. So I am expecting a total recovery on this particular instrument. But you don't need, of course, you don't need to wait. Most times you don't need to wait to the take profits. You can actually do price stacking. For example, now, if I want to enter this trade, I might just do one-click trading. So if I'm doing one-click trading, I might just use let's increase my lot size to 0.05. And then I just want to take up some of this trade. Instead of me waiting for all those points, I'll just do one-click trading and then just enter consistent sell. All right, consistent sell at all these price levels. Okay, now if my price can comfortably get to this point, I would have made some really good profits. I just needed to get here. Why? Because I have several entry positions. You don't need to enter several open entry positions. I just needed to just enter just a few. Then if you now have what is it called, multiple trade closer, all right, multiple trade closer, once the thing gets to this point, it gets to the level that you want, just put in the multiple trade closer into action, then it automatically close all your trades. It can actually happen that way. So in this case, you're not even looking at, okay, let me start looking for how to start closing those trades one after the other. Once you put in that indicator, it automatically closes all your active trades. All right. So let's be on a watch out on this one. So once it gets to this point, I'll put in that particular trade closer. Then it should be able to close all my trades. And then let's see how much you'll be able to make from this trade, just between this point and this point. All right. So I actually do that a lot. Okay. He said, how do you get it? Is it you're asking for how you get the trade closer or something? All right, fine. You can ask your account manager. Then they'll be able, once you ask them, they'll reach out to me. I'll be able to show you how you can get that. Okay, so now let's take a look at one more. Okay, yeah, trade closer, no problem. I would find a way to get it across to you. Okay, so just one last one before we call it a day is US 2000. We're going to be looking at for US 2000. Now, the same thing that we've been talking about, US 2000 also bounced off from these trade levels. And in the next 2 minutes, we're going to be having some volatilities in the market. So I'm also going to be going in for a further sell on US 2000. Yes, I'm going to be going in for a further sell on US 2000. All right. And my take profit for the sell will just be somewhere around here. You know, this instrument is, of course, is profitable. So it's just going to be somewhere around here. All right, somewhere around here. So 1879.6, 1879.6. That's where I'm going to be taking my profit on US 2000. All right. So, and of course, you know that we're also going to be looking at agro commodities once it's time for agro commodities, and the time is 2:35. Once it's 2:35 p.m., we'll be able to look at the US 2000 and be able to look at the agro commodities and know how much we should be able to make from it at least. All right. So if you're on US 2000, we should have been on profit already. Remember, I said it is still going down. And of course, this particular one. So I can now put in my trade closer and then let's see how it's going to be. Multiple trade closer. So I just put it in here and then click this, and then it should be able to close all my trades at the same time. Okay. Close all order. Okay, so this. Okay. So it's still closing them actually. I think I actually entered so plenty. All right. So with that in mind, supposed to have, why is this not closing my trades? Okay. Let's find out what happened. Let's find out what happened. Common inputs, don't worry about my trades. So just chill. So just imagine if you actually had that active and then you did what I did. Do you see at a point, it actually got to almost about 50,000 naira just within the shortest possible time. Okay, great. I think it's actually closing it right now. Is it? Getting this thing sorted out is more important to me because I need it always to work out for me anytime I want it. Okay, fine. I guess it's not giving me exactly what I want, but at least I'm going to get that sorted out. But just imagine I have this trade running and then I'm able to do this. Do you see how much I would have been able to make from just this trade, just between here and here? But because I did trade stacking, look at how much I was able to make. It wasn't even a very long-term trading, just a very short one. But because of the trade stacking I did, I was able to make profit. And that was actually my take profit point for this one. So if you had actually entered this trade, at least you should have been able to see how much you've made from that trade. All right. So that is one of the benefits of having what is it called? No, I said trade stacking, just to stack trades, entering multiple trades at the same time. All right. Having multiple trades at the same time. All right. So US 30 has gotten to our take profit, and congratulations to those that took it up. And okay, US 2000 didn't get to exactly the take profit point. Yeah, and it retraced. It was supposed to be here, but if you had actually entered, it would have been on profit. But nevertheless, it's still going to come down. All right. US 1000 is still going to come down. And gold, all right, what did he say that gold was going to do? We said sell, right? Yeah, okay, gold already got to take profit at the sell, which is this point. It already got to take profit. Yeah, so gold already got to take profit. Congratulations for those that took up this gold. So NZD USD, perfect, already on take profit. I said sell on NZD USD, and it has already gotten to take profit. Dollar index also. Oh, dollar index didn't get to exactly our take profit and is retracing. It didn't get to take profit, but it's actually made some good profit for us. But still, this whole point is still our buy region, right? It's still our buy region. I didn't analyze AUD USD, but I did on AUD card, and I said AUD card is going to be on buy. And this is our first take profit, and then this is the second take profit. So it is still headed there. Okay, GBP USD was supposed to get to this point and it hasn't. It's retracing, but hold on the trade is going to be coming right back. And USD JPY, yeah, USD JPY will still buy. All right, USD JPY will still buy. And then Euro USD, of course, it will still sell. Euro USD will still sell. I guess these three are actually the ones that are not doing perfectly well, but the rest are doing perfectly well. Okay. All right, so just hold on the other ones and let it play out exactly how you want it. Okay, so that is that for this. So let's take a look at agro commodities for a second. And for the trade stacking, yeah, of course, I said trade stacking just involves entering multiple trades at the same time, right? Entering multiple trades. All right, entering multiple trades at the same time so that when they go in your direction, you would have been able to make some good profit. Okay, so let's take a look at agro commodities that is going to be coming out in the next 1 minute. Just less than a minute, actually. Less than a minute. So let's take a look at how it is going. And I told you that we're going to be using the gap strategy. So I'll just have to remove this so that I'll see the chart very well. The gap strategy is what we are using. Okay, we're using the gap strategy, and it's going to be focused on corn, wheat, and agro commodities. No, sorry, corn, wheat, and soya bean. Corn, wheat, and soya bean. So let's take a look at this and see how it is going to play out. So now once the gap happens, any direction the gap goes, it's actually the direction of the market. Now there is a gap down. All right, now there is a gap down on wheat. So I'm going in for a sell. So we are going to sell agro commodities. I'm selling wheat. But please don't stay long on the sell. Corn also, I am selling corn. Some of you some of you will just stay long and be hoping that the market will keep on going and keep on going. No, this is just a strategy that aims at giving you some good profit within the shortest possible time. So for agro commodities, for wheat, corn, and soybean, we are going to be selling them. I am selling agro commodities, wheat, corn, and soybean. All right, and don't stay long on it. You're expected to use good lot size and just taking about 2 to 3 pips, maximum 5 pips from the trade, and it should have been done. So, but for now, corn, wheat, and soybean, I am selling them. Okay, so I link to rewatch this particular trade, this analysis, or most of our analysis actually been posted there. So if you want to go through any of our trainings or any of our analysis, just click on our YouTube link. You should be able to get that. And of course, we have our Telegram channel also, where we also do some daily analysis there. So do well to join our Telegram channel also. If you have any question, do well to also reach out to your account manager for any question on how to get about this. Okay, so I just got some questions here I'm trying to answer, but then none of them is really giving me any major question that I would have loved to sell on Euro USD. Okay. All right, so I remember I said also, if you're on any trade, on any of the trades I mentioned, just hold on to them, especially the ones that you didn't close. I remember the only ones that are giving us negative is most likely going to be GBP USD and Euro USD, and of course USD JPY. And I told you already that USD JPY is definitely going to go push back up, and I already told you the reason. So for those that are trading on soybean, you should have already been headed towards profit region. For corn, also profit region. And this one, I hope that you are actually selling the agro commodities. I hope that you're selling agro commodities. This agro commodities, the most important thing is that use good lot size. I told you then, the best off is if you have a good enough, and remember, it's for those people that have good enough, good amount of money. With one standard lot and just on one peep, you can actually make up to 160,000 naira from either of these trades. And that's actually the strategy that we're adopting. All right. And you should have been on profit already on this particular trade. Don't stay long. Just take some few pips out of it, and then you should be done. Congratulations to anyone that took it, especially the corn that is really pushing down. And of course, soybean that is going down. Wheat is also pushing down. So just hang in there. It's going to come out perfectly well in no time. All right. So depending on what you're asking, if it's for agro commodities, please make sure that before you trade on it, you should have nothing less than ₦1 million in your account, or you can ask your account manager for further direction and help on how to trade on agro commodities. All right. So that being said, thank you, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. Can you do the gap on 5 minutes? No, for gap, we don't trade on gap on 5 minutes. It's 1 hour time frame we use for the gap strategy. Please, 1 hour time frame. All right, 1 hour time frame. Okay. All right, thank you, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. We'll see the same time tomorrow, same link. Same time tomorrow, same link. So if you're on corn should have been on a very good profit, so you can decide to exit. And of course, if you're also on soybean, you should have been on profit, you can exit. If you're on wheat, just hold on. Wheat is going to become flying down very, very soon. All right, thank you, everybody, for joining me today. See you same time tomorrow, same link.